That's the American way.
Whoa, he's holding that thing like he's shooting a 300 Win Mag standing. He would not be grimacing, breaking shots on a 5.56 that really has negative recoil.
Hey, that look in your eye. Guys in my unit had that look.
You think there's a bird?
What? Who says that to their daughter? Guys in my unit had that look. What? Hopefully guys in your unit didn't look like your daughter.
I will be rewarded 10,000 times in the next life.
What is this dude doing? There's this white dude with a suppressed, looks like a Beretta. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Reacts. This time, a movie called Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels. Now, allegedly, he's a former Delta Force guy. He retires, and then he becomes a politician, and then radical Islamists take over. So you should know that this video is not going to be monetized. You want to support the channel, support my sponsors like Carnivault. Also, at Fieldcraft Outpost, on Fieldcraft Survival's channel, we're doing content. You guys could follow and subscribe to help me out. And we just released our first drop of t-shirts and hats. It is God Family Prepping in that order, as well as new Fieldcraft Outpost hats. Thanks for supporting the company, guys. I appreciate you. Let's get into it. It's 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Let's react in real time. Here we go.
Your country is beneath contempt.
We who love and serve Allah fought back against the Americans.
So this is a true story. I just heard a self-proclaimed liberal online. He said the best way to get back at the Israeli influx is to vote for Muslims. That's a true story. That is not me. YouTube is already going to suppress me for this video. I'm not going to monetize it. But he said that out loud. He said the best strategy to push out Israeli influence through AIPAC is to vote for Muslims in political positions. And he talked about this guy, I don't even know where he's at. He talked about this guy who was a politician who ran and who won the Democratic nomination. But I'm just putting that out there because I just heard that as this drops today.
Zionists from the scourge of secularism and the lands of unbelief.
Anyone gonna listen to Captain Saunders tomorrow?
The retired Delta Force soldier with a new book out.
He's the polar opposite of those brain-dead protesters.
Given the current climate, should Clay Saunders even be allowed on campus?
Mr. Saunders is a close personal friend of Chancellor Friedman. This is a decision I cannot fight.
There are three ways Islam will conquer the West. Through immigration, through the wombs of our women, and by using our nation's freedoms against us.
Look, he ain't wrong. I think a lot of us, especially talking heads that talk about issues going on in the world, forget about this. Now, all you GWAT era veterans who feel like I feel, like, Iraq, yeah, bad move. Afghanistan, the length of time, the pullout, bad move. But if you fought in any capacity against radical Islamists, jihadists, suicide bombers like I have, you saw, one, the capability, and two, the ideology they were willing to commit and die for. That ideology hasn't gone away, guys. That still exists. And the strategy is being implemented every single day. Now, there are law-abiding citizens who are Muslim, who live in this country, who are minding their own business. There are also groups, factions, and religious leaders spewing hate and radical ideology. I mean, they're at protests saying death to America, exercising their First Amendment protected speech by threatening the lives of Americans, and nobody's doing anything about it. I mean, we forget about those protests that happened in colleges all over the country where they were literally yelling death to America and chanting the most radical verses in the Quran. That's just a fact. That is not my opinion. That is a fact. Fight back or fall.
Listen carefully. The great Satan, America, will fall.
Wow.
You are infidels. The bodies of women are not pure and the men's souls are unclean.
What makes them so dangerous? Their goals are not in this life, but the next.
I got friends here, I can't just leave.
Listen to me! In the law, we cannot run or hide from what is coming. We have to fight. I will be rewarded 10,000 times in the next life. When you die, you're nothing. Only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out. Okay, let's look at this weapon system. So he's got, it's hard to tell from there, but he's got a shorty. His light's in the wrong position. He's holding it weird. I don't know what he's doing right there. So I imagine they had a military advisor on this. Hopefully that was a retired unit member, but he's got some weird stuff going on. Even the cap on the objective side of that lens that's just flopping down in front of it. One, he wouldn't have a cap. There's no need to have a cap. Two, he's not running a can on that, but he's running a lot of Picatinny rail. He would not be running Picatinny rail. That's a lot of wasted weight and space, especially on the top rail, where if you're going to have that much space or real estate for Picatinny, you're going to have some accessory on top. That looks like a Picatinny quad rail, which is really outdated. Also, if that's a 10.5-inch barrel, he's running 10 inches of rail. Again, not so much, especially for Picatinny. He's running the light under the barrel. Again, not something a unit member or any special operations member would do. He's also running a single point. You can see the QD adapter right here. I'm very familiar with that because in GRS I ran with those, and there was a justification for it because of mobility. Anyways, just a lot wrong with that. His eye isn't even in the optic. If he was using that as a reflex and he was just doing basically a ready up drill on a bad guy, he would actually have that in his eye. Also, likely not running whatever that sloppy optic is with a whole bunch of crap on it for windage and elevation, maybe for batteries. Yeah, I'm just judging because I expect more from a movie that claims to have a unit member that's retired going hard in the paint in tactics. Does he have a nub right here? I don't even know what that is right there. Maybe in the movie he's got an injury, but he's just holding the gun really weird. He would be holding that obviously C-clamped at the end of that gun and stabilizing it. I don't know, man. It's these things, these movie guys screw up royally. I don't know why it's so hard for these guys to put this together and get an actual decent advisor. I know some guys that have been advisor on some good movies and they have a good result. Like just basic stuff like, I don't know, looking through an optic when you're engaging the bad guy and not squinting like he's in fear. Let's see these guys. All right, so they're rocking the old Rhodesian vest. I have like 50 of these. We did some simunition scenarios, and yeah, the old classic holding the AK at the hip. Now, here's what I'll say. Like a lot of guys overseas who have no training, they do that. But with these setups, likely semi-automatic, I don't know how much the ATF is regulating these. What is this dude doing? There's this white dude with a suppressed, looks like a Beretta. Yeah, so they're holding it classic, like jihadist style. This dude doesn't even have his buttstock extended. I don't see the fold over either. It's just kind of sloppy. You expect these guys, look, they're going to be capable. They've likely trained, and they're going to be at least holding the stock in the right position. Also, all these mag holders that use these little pieces of nylon around these wooden dowels, they would be open at least. I don't know. It's very stereotypical. It's what I expect, I guess, from Hollywood. Oh, okay. The reason it looked like he had a nub is because he had a pimp grip on the extension of this. Okay, that optic, that is not even a real optic. That might just be like a airsoft optic. I could tell by one, it has an egregious, if you guys know what that optic is, let me know, because I don't know why you would have the BDC, the windage, and the focus knob or whatever that is. It could be parallax and focus. It could be dialing up the illumination on a red dot, but he would not be squinting in it with one eye because he'd be shooting with both eyes open. He would not be using a battle grip. We got rid of those in like 1990, never. We never like used those. I mean, some guys use small attachments at the end. It was good to drive the front end of the gun. Classic Viking tactics like El Presidente. And I guess his arm position is pretty good. He's not flaring this elbow. He's flaring this one, but he would not be grimacing, breaking shots on a 5.56 that really has negative recoil. Have you ever shot an M4? An M4, because of the spring and the buffer, that assembly that goes back into the typical mil-spec tube that has 5 points of adjustment, it really dissipates the BCG, the bolt carrier group, into the rear of that tube and dissipates most all felt recoil. In fact, as a demonstration sometimes during gunfighter, carbine, which I'm bringing back to Route 66, by the way, sign up for it. Stay tuned, signed up for longhaulsupplycompany.com, our newsletter, and you'll get a release of upcoming training. We already dropped the mobility course, which is available right now, and you could also sign up for carbine and pistol. We're probably going to start in Montana. We're going to do a little bit of Route 66 and some local stuff in Utah, hopefully at Evans' new range down in the valley. So anyways, I digress. I do a demonstration where I take it, hold it with one hand, and I break the shot. And a lot of people reinforce their established position by pulling back to the rear. I learned that as an infantryman. And you really don't have to do that. As long as it has felt contact and it's reducing the muzzle flip, the rifle is just going to go bink, and really not go aggressively to the rear and recoil, you're just going to get some muzzle flip. That's why a C-clamp on the front end of it is very important to hold the front end, stabilize it. One is a driving factor, but two, to reduce muzzle flip. And he's holding that thing like he's shooting a 300 Win Mag standing. Oh, okay. I digress. Nice watch.
That's the American way.
Whoa. That buttstock is super sloppy too. That's like an old Colt 6920 AR-15 stock. He would not be running that. But I don't know. Maybe he's retired and lazy. Okay, so they took the acronym Run, Hide, Fight, and there's another movie that came out, I think like 5 years ago called Run, Hide, Fight. Horrible movie. Horrible movie. And then they added Infidels. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested. All right, let me pull up the actual Run, Hide, Fight from 5 years ago. Oh, this was a Daily Wire one too.
Take the shot.
You're doing really good out there, kid. The size of that deer, we're gonna be eating venison all summer.
On a day's work.
I don't know about that. That's kind of weird. Is that his dad? Is that her dad? That's kind of weird. Venison all summer. I could eat a whole venison like in a week. I don't know. I don't know how much venison they're eating, but there's not a lot of meat on the bone, especially that little deer they killed.
I think we need to see somebody again.
And by we, you mean me?
No, I mean us. Hey, that look in your eye. Guys in my unit had that look.
Maybe there's a bro.
What? Who says that to their daughter? Guys in my unit had that look. What? Hopefully guys in your unit didn't look like your daughter.
You can hear me so I can go?
Slick and compulsively watchable. Okay.
Is that Chris Jellick over there?
Is he doing something completely weird? Senior prank day. But we'll see all kinds of dumb stuff today. Swim captain will have Thai food delivered to class, and Becky Vaughn will set up her homemade slip and slide.
This is high school. Nothing that happens here matters in the real world.
I will say, for the Daily Wire being so like against DEI and the PC stuff, they are very diverse, let's just say. Not that there's anything wrong with having a black unit member, but I don't know. It seems very deliberate. Oh, I see. This is an active shooter situation.
We're in charge now, so please pull out whichever app you use to do live streaming video. Get them up and running and point it at me. Now!
I will say what they're not afraid to do is go kind of extreme with the movies. And that's not PC. So, big shout out to them for like pushing the limits. I don't know how effective it is as far as like numbers or how many people are watching, but yeah, they're doing it. There's no filtration going on here. Again, this is going to be definitely not monetized and likely suppressed. I'm going to have 5 views and 3 of them are going to be my family members.
Get down on the ground! Any more friends back there?
What is she playing? She looks very familiar.
I'm calling 911.
Get back to your homeroom and stay put until
I don't know how I feel. I mean, this looks like high school. I don't know how I feel about watching any kind of movie with my family with an active shooter situation in a high school. You didn't see the scene. It's probably going to be cut. But there's a scene in that other movie, Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels, where there's like a playground and kids are running all over the place. Like, I don't want to watch that. I don't know. Like, I'll watch Vietnam era movies, GWAT movies, but I don't know if I want to watch that. Definitely not with my family members.
You must be close.
You should be ashamed.
That's pretty gruesome.
News out of Vernon Central High School.
Zoe.
In between breath, take the shot.
So I took my kids for their first elk hunt when they were 4. I got criticized for it, as you would. It was in a controlled environment. It was on a buddy's ranch in Wyoming, and it was a cow elk tag with a 6.5 Creedmoor suppressed. I mean, we drove a side-by-side out there to set up, and then after we killed the elk and broke it down, we carried it out together, and then I fed my kids part of the backstrap that night out of my camper. That was a very intimate moment with my children. They were cognitive enough to recognize what they were doing, but you should get your children into hunting and being part of that experience full circle, right? Full circle. It's not just about the stalk and the kill. It's about the harvesting and the processing and then the breaking bread together, knowing that, hey, We earned this meal. It wasn't just brought to you by Walmart and cellophane. Okay, so now I see the turnaround point. So she was running and hiding, and now she's deciding to fight.
Want more people to die?
That's the last thing I want.
I'm gonna kill one person in this room every 5 minutes. You don't show your face.
Is that her dad? Oh, that's a law enforcement officer.
Isn't it ironic that after all your hard work, people aren't gonna remember you?
No?
They're gonna remember me. Wow. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that one, but the first one I'm interested in. Are you guys interested? Leave me your comments down below. Are you going to watch that movie, Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels? And what do you think about it? How do you feel? How does it make you feel? Guys, I'm coming out with a new POV body cam reacts channel. I'm going to continue to do stuff on this for show. But I am doing a whole bunch of mobility content because I have a passion for it. A lot of you guys are watching my content, the LC200 build. We're doing an F350 1986 bullnose bug out build. If you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe and follow everything we're doing on the channel. And then when my new Reacts POV body cam channel comes out, make sure you subscribe. Till next time, peace out, guys.